Oh, out of a 5?
Right. So in other words, it's not bad. And there's some little parasite in this red blood cell, however.
Which one?
Right here.
Oh, really? So that's a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell?
Because it's an organism in the red blood cell, it looks more like a protozoa rather than a bacterial organism. So again, it may be something called Babesia, or possibly protomyxoa sticking. It's larger than most Babesia are, but there are different species of Babesia, and one is really small called Babesia microti, and other ones are a little bit larger. There are about 20 different species of Babesia. Considering your international travel, it could be any number of things like that. So we'll look around, see what else we see. Yeah, I see them. Basically, the healthier people are, there's a very strong correlation between the degree of rouleau and the degree of health challenges that people have.
Yeah.
And because so much about our health has to do with what's going on in our GI tract.
Yeah.
And whether we have bacterial overgrowth, yeast overgrowth, which then, or parasitic organisms and gluten sensitivity, anything that can be causing small bowel inflammation, then allows for this leaky gut. When you have undigested food getting into the blood, then it opens Pandora's box of all kinds of other things that can occur. It stresses out the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland has to puts out extra cortisol. Then that eventually can cause an imbalance in the adrenal function or adrenal fatigue.
Do I have undigested food and blood?
Well, that's what this is suggestive of.
Okay.
In other words, a leaky gut is allowing undigested proteins to get into the blood. Many of these proteins are sticky. They're asymmetric. That means they have a negative charge on one side and a positive charge on the other, and they cancel out. This is what's called zeta potential of these cells to repel each other. So then the cells come together. These are proteins that are called lectin proteins, so gluten is a huge lectin protein, so is dairy, so is soy. A lot of beans are high in lectins, a lot of grains are high in lectins, even corn, even though it's got its own kind of gluten that isn't considered to be a problem for people with celiac or traditionally gluten sensitive people.